Good afternoon and welcome to the Home Depot Center Track and Field Stadium. This is Jeff Crandall doing my best impression of Brendan Hannon, coming to you live with audio on chicago-fire.com of this afternoon's friendly between the Chicago Fire and Chivas USA, our friends out here in Los Angeles. Just a few minutes away from kickoff. We'll run through the starting 11s real fast. First with Chivas. First-year coach El Chalis throwing out a 3-5-2. Goalkeeper Tim Malia. And then, interestingly, starting back line of three trialists from right to left. Mario de Luna, Joaquin Velasquez, and Walter Vilches. Sorry about my Spanish pronunciations. Across the midfield, Marky Delgado, Carlos Alvarez, trialist Edgar Mejia, trialist Giovanni Casillas, and on the left, Laurent Courtois. Up front, Miller Bolaños, who's scored 2 goals so far in preseason, and also making his first preseason appearance for Chivas USA, U.S. international Juan Agudelo, starting on the right. For Frank Klopas' side, let me pull my line up here. A more traditional 4-4-2. Paulo Tornaghi gets his first start of preseason in goal. Across the back line rather. Jalil Anibaba on the right. Stephen Kinney, Austin Berry in the middle. Gonzalo Segaras on the left. In midfield, from right to left, Corbin Bone, fresh off his return from Atletico Madrid, will start on the right. Jeff Lorenowitz and Joe Limper will continue to partner in the central midfield, and Wells Thompson gets a start on the left with Sergio McDonald and Chris Rolfe wearing his return to the number 17 shirt. First game back with it as the Fire strike force stand over the ball ready to kick off here. Just seconds away. Thank you to Chivas USA for providing us a press box today. Last time we were here, we had a bit of a monsoon last year, and we're underway. Limper slides the ball to Anibaba on the right, leaves for Lorenowitz, puts it over to Austin Berry, and then Segaras on the left. Ball played out there for a throw-in. Segaras to throw in. On the throw, Limper goes at it but is brought down. I don't want to say he's been hacked down. Foul called right at the midfield stripe. And he'll get play back underway. Plays it back to Austin Berry. Berry over to Stephen Kinney, also with a new number 18. Plays it forward for Wells Thompson and leaves for Anibaba on the right. Fire backline retain possession after Chivas breaks up the original attack. Content to kick it around a little bit. Berry pushes it back over to the right for Anibaba. Tries a quick touch for Thompson, who, pardon me, Thompson is on the right. Corbin Bone on the left. My mistake. Ball played through up the left for a Chivas player. Controls, leaves, crosses. Berry tried to get ahead to it. The cross goes all the way through the box. Cross back in. Headed out by Berry for a corner kick. Believe the cross was for Agudelo. And 2 minutes in, Chivas locking the Fire in a little bit, or in a corner. Casillas and Miller Bolaños over the ball for the corner kick. Short corner played. Headed out by Thompson. And Rolfe picks it up on the left. Looks for Lorenowitz on the counter. Plays it forward, but it's played all the way back for Chivas keeper Tim Malia. Chivas with possession now. Courtois centers. Barry heads away. Corbin Bone to the ball. Chivas wins it back though. Kinney breaks up the attack. Outlets to Anibaba, on the right. The Fire look to build out of the back. Anibaba looking for Rolf. He's pushed off the ball. Wins it back though. Limper with it through midfield. Leaves for Segaris, who's pushing up on the left. Segaris still with it. Fouled there. Having a little trouble as Chivas are wearing training tops, no numbers. Gonna do my best. I'm gonna say that was on Marky Delgado. And I'm correct. Segaris over the ball for the restart. Plays it back to Barry. Barry switches fields for Anibaba. Thompson on the right. Chivas are able to clear it. Thompson now with it on the right again. Chivas with some very tough pressure. Not a lot of time given on the ball, but the Fire. Thompson chips in, looking for Rolf. Ball falls for Bone. Left-footed. Could have done better with it on the first time touch. Hopped a little awkwardly and wide and high of goal. 5th minute. Good to see Corbin Bone, though, back out on the field for the Fire. Newly re-signed in January. Had a good chat with him yesterday about his time at Atletico and reasoning behind re-signing. Goal kick played, and Chivas have a little room, but Bone is there. Breaks up the attack down the right and leaves for Paulo Tornaghi. Tornaghi with a goal kick forthcoming. Plays it short for Austin Barry, who will work up the left. Chivas, a lot of pressure, trying to win the ball and lock the Fire in their own end. A long ball played up the left, I believe, for Courtois. Tries to keep it in. Goes out for a goal kick. Thanks for listening on Chicago-Fire.com. This is Jeff Crandall, being assisted by Eunice Kim to my right. Segaris now up the left. Under pressure, plays the ball out. Chivas throw. Fire throw. Lorenowitz heads forward. Mack chases. Malia puts it back into play. Agudelo collects at about 30 yards from goal, and he's brought down by Barry. Foul called. Reasonable opportunity here for Chivas. A few dignitaries in the house today. Fire owner Andrew Hopman, trackside. I also spotted referee mafioso, perhaps, Michael Kennedy. Former Fire kit man David Cameraman also in the crowd. Just looked at me. Restart here. Shot taken, deflected, out for a corner kick. Deflected there by Bone. Casillas on the shot. Second corner of the match for Chivas. Bolaños and Casillas over the ball. Short corner to the left, headed away by Barry, and Rolf is there. Rolf's got a little bit of room. McDonald streaking, also Limper. Limper on the left now. Limper centers. Wells Thompson, top of the area. Settle shot. Saved by Malia. Good sequence by the Fire. Nice effort by Wells Thompson. Malia's save was cleared. Good counterattack. Barry pushed off the ball by Agudelo, and he's in. Looks to chip Tornaghi, and Tornaghi with a great stop. End-to-end action the last few seconds there. 9th minute. 0-0 between the Fire and Chivas USA. Kenny with the long diagonal ball. One that he likes to hit often. All the way for Malia, though. And he'll roll out. I was wondering, we're playing 105 minutes today. The first half will be a regular 45-minute half, and then I'm told the next two periods will be two 30-minute periods to allow both managers to evaluate talent further as they look to shape their rosters ahead of March 2nd, March 3rd, opening weekend of MLS play. The Fire through midfield now. Thompson sees Segaris down the left. He's onside in a lot of space. Segaris with time, crosses, looking for Rolf, but he's not there. Chivas playing out down the left. Fire break up the attack there. Good work between Kinney and Anibaba. Chivas now with possession through midfield. Played back for Velasquez, who huffs it forward, looking for Agudelo. Good job by Kinney to handle him, though. Lorenowitz looks to play it forward. Put out by Casillas. Huff forward by Kinney for McDonald. Puts Malia under pressure. Has to put it out for a throw. Good work. Good ball out of the back by Stephen Kinney. Quick throw for Anibaba now for Rolf. He loses it, though. Ball played forward. Tornaghi out of his box to play it away. Plays it into space, though. Casillas. Good work by Lorenowitz there in the holding position. Limper picks it up, plays for Thompson. McDonald now holds up in the attacking end. Leaves for Anibaba on the right. Crossed in. No one there. Again looking for Rolf. Just a little miscue, I think, on the cross. Stays in bounds, and Marky Delgado up the right, looking for Agudelo. Kinney with a little muscle to make him uncomfortable. Ball played over the top there by Mejia. Whistled offside, though. I don't know if it's picking up on the audio cast here, but some spirited Chivas fans right at midfield. Nice of Chivas to make this free and open to the public. Field chase. Long ball over the top again, looking this time for Bolaños. Whistled offside. Barry, interestingly, Austin Barry marking Bolaños. Stephen Kinney getting the marking assignment on perhaps the better known player Juan Agudelo. Stephen Kinney has had sort of a renaissance preseason after 2 years out. Actually tore his Achilles here on the last day of the season against Chivas USA in 2010. Second straight start in the central defense with Austin Berry here in preseason. Kinney with a diving header back, under a little bit of pressure there from Agudelo, gets it back to Tornaghi. Well done. Plays out for Berry. Berry now on the left for Segaras. Segaras at midfield. Oh, missed touch, but Bones there to clean it up for him. Good combo in midfield by Lorenowitz and Lemper. Now Ani Baba on the ball. Plays forward, looking for McDonald. Velasquez huffs it forward again, looking for the two forwards up top. Nothing doing. Paulo Tornaghi comes to the top of the area, and he'll reorganize. Tornaghi pushes everyone up the field as he boots it. To the left, looking for Lemper. Lemper wins it. Plays Bone up the left. Bone with some space now. Into the box. Slides back for McDonald at the top of the box. Shot deflected by Joaquin Velasquez. Chivas looking to break now. Agudelo. Thompson there to break up the attack. Back all the way to Paulo Tornaghi. Looking for McDonald now. One on the left by Vilches. Thompson settles though. Leaves for Rolf. Quick combo between Rolf and McDonald. Rolf now for Corbin Bone on the left. And he's whistled offside. Really nice combination between Rolf and McDonald there to put Corbin into the box on the left. Probably just a step off. I'll turn myself up a little bit more for those having trouble hearing me. Hope this works out for you a little bit better. Foul whistled at midfield. Lemper. Quick restart. Oh, I'm sorry. All the way back to Berry. He'll restart. Berry forward for McDonald. Flicks on for Rolf. Almost there off the free kick out of the back. Malia quick off his line. Courtois. Quickly centers. Ball put back in. Kinney heads away. Lemper with the follow-up header to give the Fire some breathing room. Lemper. Rolf and McDonald just a little off on linking up. You can see the partnership developing over preseason again. It's gotten better today. Timing just slightly off though as the Fire play through Lemper again in midfield. Great control in the center circle. Puts in Segaras on the left. He holds up, runs out of room. Throw in. "17 minutes in, 0-0 between the Chicago Fire and Chivas USA here at the Home Depot Center Track and Field Stadium. Chivas earns another throw on their right side. Chivas going from left to right. Fire going from right to left across your YouTube player. Foul called there. Ooh, Lorenowitz and Bolaños with a little bit of a shove. Segaris now on the left. Plays forward for Limper. Bone wins it though. Limper combining with Bone on the left. Limper earns a throw in. Segaris. Segaris cross. Good cross. Oh, for Rolf. Put out for a corner kick. Fires first corner of the match. Segaris remains down on the left. Slowly getting up. I think he's okay. It was a low whipped in cross there for Rolf. Corbin Bone to take it. It'll be an in-swinging corner kick. Right-footed Bone to the back post. Malia punches out. Rolf there on the other side. Tries to put it back in. Earns another corner kick. Opposite side. Limper over on the right side now to take it. I think this was a question a lot of people asked. Is Pavel Pardo left the Fire? Who would be taking set pieces? Interesting now. Joel Limper and Corbin Bone. Limper swings it in, looking for Stephen Kinney right around the penalty spot, but it goes through the box. Chivas tries to play out down the right. Quick ball. Rolf puts it out for a throw at midfield, and Chivas retain possession. Mario De Luna switches fields for Walter Vilches. Chivas kicking around the back a little bit now. De Luna. Lorenowitz cuts it out for Limper. If you're a Fire fan, you have to enjoy the way Lorenowitz and Limper are starting to link up together. A lot being won in midfield. Lorenowitz doing more of the dirty work, playing more of that Chris Armas role. Limper allowed to push forward a little bit more. And it looks more like a diamond than Fire fans are used to seeing in midfield in the last few years. Ball played up the right. Barry does well to clear it. Puts it off of Agudelo for a deep Fire throw. Segaris over by his corner flag to take it. Ball played up, bounces in the box. Tornaghi is off his line to catch it. Rolls it out. And he'll hit a long one. Maybe not so long. Oh, bad ball by Tornaghi there. Looking for Segaris. Agudelo. Cut out. Agudelo made his way into the box, but Lorenowitz is there to cut it out. Not a good ball from Tornaghi. It's sort of lazy. Tough tackle there on the right by Mario De Luna as the Fire tried to break out through Chris Rolf. Rolf is up though. Throw in. Chalice hands the ball. Sorry, not a throw. No, it is a throw in. Chalice hands the ball to Corbin Bone. Seems like a very nice gentleman. Segaris on the left throws in for Rolf. Rolf under some pressure. He in a little bit of contention here as Rolf squares up with, I believe, Marky Delgado? Sorry? Carlos Alvarez. Talking to between both players there. Foul called on Alvarez. They make up. They're friends again. Limper on the restart now. Will hit it left foot. Looking for McDonald. Just a little too heavy. Malia collects it. Malia's kick to the right, headed out for a throw by Barry. Quick throw in. Limper puts it out for another throw. Mario De Luna to throw in. Looking for Agudelo. Lemper wins it. McDonald fighting with Velasquez up the left rather. Keeps it in. McDonald into the corner. Tries to poke it past. Big body McDonald keeps the ball alive. Earns a throw in. Well done by the Dutchman. Hard work by Sergio McDonald. Quick throw from Segares for Rolf. Heads on for McDonald. Cut out though. Fire win the ball back. Anibaba plays it back for Kinney at midfield. Thompson now. Anibaba now plays Lemper to the top of the box. Crossed. McDonald looking for it. A bit of a touch. Malia has a little trouble keeping it in from going out for a corner kick. Quick ball up the left. Courtois wins a free kick after Anibaba is judged to have handled the ball. Mejia tries to switch fields but plays it out for a throw in. Segares quickly for Corbin Bone. Bone, Lemper with some space at midfield. Lemper cuts over to the right for Thompson. Quick combo. The Estonian now tries to play Anibaba through almost. A little too heavy of a ball. Chivas now. De Luna on the right. Delgado keeps it in. Bad ball. Segares. Segares and Bone dispossess. Combo up the left now. Lemper chips forward for Bone. Bone whistled to be offside. Courtois. Centers for Agudelo, who holds up, plays back for Mejia. De Luna. Or Delgado, sorry. Lemper breaks it up, plays forward for McDonald. McDonald, good, well done holding all up the ball. Thompson looks to play Bone forward. Just a second too long holding on to the ball. Fire combining well at midfield. Just looking for that final pass has been a little bit difficult. Sorry, finding that final pass. Vilches now all the way back to Melia. Joaquin Velasquez over to the right for De Luna. Long ball forward looking for Bolaños. Barry heads down. Fire cleared out. Thompson pushing up the right to put a little bit of pressure on. Ball won at midfield by Lorenowitz. Plays for Rolf. He missteps though and misses it. Ball comes right back to Lorenowitz though. Bone on the left. McDonald. Bone cutting into the middle. McDonald. Back for Bone. McDonald again. Bone takes it. Centers for Lemper. Lemper into the box. Lemper on the left. Low cross. Cut out. Another corner kick. Really good combination between Corbin Bone, Sergio McDonald, Joe Lemper. Bone will come over to the corner flag to take it. Third Fire corner. Corbin Bone has looked like the trip to Madrid might have helped him just a little bit. First training session back yesterday as he takes this corner kick, right-footed. Malia punches at the back post. Lorenowitz goes up for the header at the top of the box. Chivas comes away with it though. Chivas on the counter. Bolaños Ball played for Bolaños on the right. He's ruled to be offside. Just a step off. Lorenowitz. Limper now on it. Plays it back for Barry. Fire doing a good job of making Chivas chase the ball. Kinney with that long diagonal ball again, looking for Corbin. Corbin brings it down well. Centers for Thompson now. Thompson's got space. Will he shoot? Leaves for McDonald. McDonald. Oh, bad ball. You would have liked to have seen Wells Thompson shoot there. He had the room. Agudelo now back the other way. Cut out by Lorenowitz. Done such a good job breaking up the attack. The Ginger Ninja. Thompson now up the right with it again. Centers for Bone. Bone's got room now. Quick combo with Rolf. Bone into the box. Gets muscled off by Vilches. Foul called on Bone. The combinations are they're coming for the Fire. It's just that final pass. Gloomy day here in Southern California, by the way. A little bit of a sprinkle on the drive down the 405 here to Carson. Still warmer than back in Chicago. Malia on the restart. Long ball up the left. Agudelo wins it, but Anibaba's there. Good job by Anibaba to keep the ball in. Kinney, long ball up the right from McDonald. Cut out by Vilches, but out for a throw. Fire retained possession. Anibaba. Throw in for Rolf. Rolf. And Rolf is fouled at midfield there, I believe by Vilches. Limper about just over 10 yards off the midfield line. On the right with the restart. Puts it in. Looking for Barry. Barry goes up at the penalty spot. Nods it on. Malia off his line to claim it. Quick outlet there by Malia. Long ball. Bolaños on the right. Bone does well to curtain him off. Played back for Delgado on the right. Chips it. Barry there to win it, and Bone on it now. Plays it forward for McDonald. McDonald's beats his man and shakes him off. McDonald 2-on-1 if he plays for Thompson. Thompson in the middle. Players catch up to Thompson. He's whistled for a foul as he loses control of the ball. Sergio McDonald showing his strength against a Chivas side that's a little, at least from up here, looks a little bit small compared to him. Test, test, test. Hopefully, I think we're back up. Sorry, everyone. Lost you there for a few minutes. Who said anything about Verizon being the best coverage network in the nation? Certainly not me. You didn't miss much. Jeff Crandall back on the call. 36th minute. Still 0-0 between Chivas USA and the Fire. Fire, I think, have had a bit better of the play, rather. Thompson. Fouled on the right there. It'll be interesting to see how Frank Klopas changes his team going into the second frame. Also interesting, Alexi Lalas, another Ginger, supposedly here at the stadium, says he'll join me at halftime or in one of the breaks. We'll have a little chat about the Fire, maybe a little U.S. Honduras World Cup qualifying for tomorrow. Just got to find him first. Shouldn't be hard. Courtois swings in from the left, looking for Agudelo. Played back now, Chivas. Courtois open on the left again. He'll whip it back in. Low cross, looking for Agudelo. Cut out by Segares for Ooh. So Segares cuts the ball out. Doesn't allow Delgado to get a foot to it. Ball falls back for Alvarez. He tries to chip it to the back post. It's a bit of an errant pass. Joined to my left right now, Chicago Fire team admin Ron Stern, charging his cell phone. How are you, Ron?
I'm doing great, Jeff.
He's doing great if you can't hear him on the mic. RTS, as we call him. 38th minute. Lorenowitz fouled at midfield. I don't know if I'd call this game a chippy affair. There have been some fouls. I'll call it spirited. Lorenowitz restarts it. Looking for Kinney on the right. Kinney brings down the rope in the box. Back for Rolfe. Thompson plays for Rolfe into the corner. Courtois shields him off. Tries to play out Thompson, keeping it locked in. Leaves for Lorenowitz now. Switches fields for Segares on the left. Agudelo forces Lorenowitz into a turnover. 2-on-2. Agudelo now. Threads through for Bolaños. Bolaños shot. Score. 1-0. Chivas, 39th minute. Got it. That goal really belongs to Juan Agudelo. Forces the turnover at midfield. Plays a rope between Austin Berry and Stephen Kinney for Bolaños. Bolaños on the left finishes low. Tornaghi got a hand to it, but tucks it inside the right post. 1-0, 39th minute. Chivas lead. Sort of the type of goal they seem to be looking for. Just a note, Stephen Kinney has moved to the right. Jalil Anibaba now has moved inside on the back line. Fire will be a little bit disappointed with that. Had the better of the play this half. It's the type of goal Chivas was perhaps looking for. Sort of on the counter. High pressure. Chalice is a little bit animated down there on the sideline. Chivas now. Delgado on the right. Crossed in. Segares blocks it. Bouncing ball. Thompson looks to clear it. Leaves for Courtois. Courtois still with it. Tries to chip. Tornaghi puts it over the bar. Lazy. A little bit lazy there by Wells Thompson. Fire after the goal looking a little bit tentative. No reason to. They've played better this half. Need a little bit of settling here. Be nice to see the Fire end the half with a goal. 41st minute as Tornaghi takes his goal kick. Again now. Courtois on the left. Chips in. Bolaños looks to leave for Agudelo. Austin Berry there to cut it out. Ever since the goal, the Fire sort of ceded possession. Chivas looking a lot more comfortable with the 1-0 lead right now. Delgado now open on the right. Chivas dictating the tempo. Plays for Bolaños. Bolaños tries to center. Too hard a ball there from Bolaños looking for Alvarez. Goal kick, Tornagi. 43rd minute. Tornagi flicked on by McDonald looking for Bone. Chivas wins the throw in there on their right hand side. Tweeting to Alexi Lalas, maybe I'll find him this way. In the meantime, Limper leads McDonald over to the left. He tries to play on, runs out of space. Chivas throw. Velasquez on it. Vilches on the left. Plays for Courtois. Kinney wins the ball at midfield. Going in hard. Called for the foul. I believe it was Giovanni Casillas that he upended. .44th minute. Chivas with the 1-0 lead. Through Miller Bolaños, his third goal of the preseason. Assist from Juan Agudelo. 39th minute of the game. Chivas dictating a little bit more now after the goal as well. Segaras with a throw on the left. Bone leaves for Limper. Back for Austin Berry. Switches for Kinney on the right. Thompson all the way back to Tornagi. Huffs it forward. Rolf muscled off the ball. Limper comes through though. Settles for Rolf. Rolf, well done to dictate some space. Leaves for Limper, now on the right. Cuts inside. Rolf into the box. Tries to keep it in. Earns the corner kick. Well done. Sliding. Ball looked lost. Slid and put it off of Vilches. Right at the end line. Limper into stoppage time now. Limper over to the right to take the corner kick. Fourth corner kick of the game for the Fire. See if they can grab one just before the half. In swinging corner. Well hit. Kinney there. Falls for McDonald. Volley. Doesn't get all of it. Then sort of bobbles to the end line. Limper tries to put it back in, but he's whistled offside. And that's it for the first half. Chivas lead the Chicago Fire 1-0. Fire had better of the play there. I think it has to be said. I spy Alexi Lalas as well, looking very California-esque. And we're going to take a little break from the game as Alexi steps up and let me just switch my microphone. Yeah. All right. Ball. Hello.
How's it going?
We're just talking to Test. One. Pleased to welcome a bit of a hero of for me, as I hail from Detroit, and so does Alexi. Alexi Lawless, thank you for joining us on Chicago-Fire.com. How are you? Is it this afternoon yet? Yes.
Yeah, it's the afternoon. Good. I'm good. It's it's an interesting overcast day here in Los Angeles, and we don't like those, but still, I'm out here watching a soccer game, so there's much worse things that I could be doing.
Alexi, I wanted to get your take on the first half for the Fire. Seemed to carry the better of the play for most of the first half, got caught out towards the end with the goal. What did you take away from both teams, your expert analysis?
my expert analysis? I don't know. I think when you look at Chicago, it's nothing that you don't know, or probably anybody doesn't know. When you look at a midfield now that has Lindper and Lorenowitz, that's an interesting combination, but sometimes they do the same thing, and so the ability to go forward, I think, is lost a little bit. I think up top, when you're talking about Rolf and McDonald, I think they're still missing somebody that's a poacher and somebody that can obviously score goals. They had majority of possession, and I think positive possession, but they didn't turn it into anything. But it's preseason, and they're trying to integrate players and figure out how they're actually going to go forward and play. On the other side, Chivas is interesting, playing three in the back, which has not been done in a long time in MLS from a tactical perspective, and would be interesting to see how they or if they implement that during the season.
Alexi, moving away from the Fire in this gloomy day here in Carson, wanted to get your take on the U.S. taking on Honduras, important World Cup qualifier. You've been part of a few of those. Talk about tomorrow's game and what you expect from the U.S.
I think if they get a point, they should smile and get out of Dodge. Not that 3 points isn't possible, but I think when you look at this hex, it's rare that you point to a hex and you don't have one team at least that is the obvious team where you say you're going to get 3 points against this team home and away. There is no weak team, and that's a reflection on the way CONCACAF has improved. But for the U.S., it means it's difficult. Having said that, I think if you're a U.S. soccer fan, you should expect this team to be one of the top three. Absolutely no problem. But tomorrow, because it's such a clean slate and it's the first game, you're not only playing in a difficult environment in the afternoon with the heat and in a cauldron right there, but you're also playing against a very good Honduras team with good youth, with players that we know in MLS or players that have played in MLS. And they're licking their chops, I would think, to get 3 points and start that hex out on the right foot. A loss isn't the end of the world, but if the U.S. team were to go down there and get a point, I think that would be fine.
Do you feel any less confident in the U.S. team without someone like Landon Donovan sort of leading them into San Pedro Sula tomorrow?
If the U.S. team doesn't do well, everyone's going to point to Landon Donovan, and that's just human nature, and I think that that's fair, but I think the reality is that this team, if given time, and time is not something they necessarily have, but if given time, I think they can be not only as good, but in certain cases better. A lot will depend on how that affects and impacts Clint Dempsey. Because for a long time he has deferred in many ways to Landon Donovan, and without him, does he take a more active role and does he take more responsibility, especially going forward in the attack? I don't know, but I think it could, as strange as it sounds, be almost a good thing in the long term. It's not that the U.S. team wouldn't like to have Landon Donovan, but I think everybody has wrapped their minds around the fact that he is not going to be there, at least for the foreseeable future. Who knows what happens later on in the year? And even if he does come back, is that something that Jurgen Klinsmann wants to entertain? You know, you create an identity through a qualifying process, and all the team spirit and the things that we talk about come out of a qualifying process, and you don't want to mess that up during the qualifying process or even leading up to a World Cup where you have guys that have been through the battles and been through the wars, and that's an important part of having a quality team in a World Cup.
Alexi, I wanted to bring it back to the Fire a little bit. World Cup teammates in '94 with Fire head coach Frank Klopas. You're a couple of Greek guys.
Yeah.
Talk about your memories of Frank as a player back in the early '90s.
Frank was this amazing bridge type of player because he obviously started in the NASL, and he had that. And I was a younger player at the time, and he was much more established and had obviously played over in Europe. And so I looked up to him for his experience. And then when he came in, and I got to see firsthand what he was about as a player, because this was back in the day where you didn't see a lot. You knew guys that were playing, but you didn't necessarily see them on a consistent basis on TV, let alone online, to see what type of player he was and the skill that he brought and the way that he thought about the game and the dimension that he added for us to have a guy who not only scored goals but also could take players on and was just smooth and skillful in the way that he played. He was a great addition.
Last question for you, Alexi. You scored a rather big goal against the Fire, I believe, back in 2001 U.S. Open Cup.
They all run together, but
semifinal,
refresh me. Yes, okay, yeah.
Maybe in extra time.
Yes.
What are your memories, if any, from that?
Which was Open Cup, is what we're talking
Cup,
about?
I believe. Open Cup semifinals. You don't remember? I think Fire fans probably remember it a lot better than you do.
That was a long time ago, and the league was very, very different. And, it was, as most cases, it was off of a set piece and a corner kick, and I had talked about it with some guys, because I actually didn't even start that game, and I came in as a substitute and scored off a corner, and the corner went in, and I ran up the ivy over there at UC Irvine, and I get people all the time to tell me, "Oh, I was at that game. But there's no way, because there weren't a lot of people at that game. It was a wonderful moment, and then to go on and win the U.S. Cup, which Chicago Fire fans know what that means, and it was a fun time. But I'm looking forward to this season and looking forward to whether it's the Chicago Fire or anybody else. We're right around the corner. It's going to be fun to see all the different teams and how they come up.
Alexi, look forward to seeing you on ESPN. Listen to your podcast, all the other stuff you do. Thanks for joining me up here. Enjoy the rest of the game, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. And we're back. Sorry, everyone. Alexi Lawless broke my webcast. I'm just kidding. It's really great to have another Detroit guy up here just talking shop. We've just gotten underway here in the second period. I'm not going to call it a half because it's not really even halfway through the game. Want to thank Alexi Lawless for joining me there. Great talking about Frank Klopas back in the day, U.S. World Cup qualifying. We're going to get you a few subs for the Fire. Logan Pause has entered the match for Stephen Kenny. He's on the right. Ani Baba stays inside. Also into the game, Yazida Tuba. Lemper, free kick played in for Malia. Atuba enters the game for Corbin Bone, wearing the number 24 shirt out there on the left. Thompson on the right. Everyone else stays the same for the Fire. Gonna work out some Chivas substitutions here in a minute. Ball played in from the left for Rolf. Ani Baba now out of the back. Courtois on the left. Bolaños now with it. Back for Courtois. Quick shot. Deflected. Alvarez chips back to the left for Bolaños. Courtois. Played all the way back Vilches. So your two substitutes for Chivas USA, Juan Agudelo comes out of the match. Tristan Bowen now up top with Bolaños. Bobby Burlane into the middle of defense, replacing trialist Joaquin Velasquez. Lemper going forward, hauled down. Yellow card coming. Yellow card will go to Mario De Luna. And that comes in the 49th minute. Segaris over the ball for the restart. Atuba on the left with some room. Whips it in. Looking for Anibaba. Anibaba gets ahead to it. Just mistimes his jump. Great ball from Atuba. Yazid Atuba, a little bit of an enigma. Someone we're going to feature a little bit more on Chicago-Fire.com. Scored a really nice goal against Columbus last week towards the end of that match. Segaris, quick ball, looking for Rolf. Rolf tries to lay it off for Lemper. Just doesn't get it there at the top of the box. Atuba, though, asked Frank Klopas on his weekly conference call on Monday about Yazid Atuba. Said he definitely sees something there. He definitely has skill. At 5, trying to find how tall the guy is. At 5'6", a little bit slight, 150 pounds, but definitely has some skill. Said he needs to learn some discipline. But has been an interesting prospect. Done well despite being only one of 2 people in Fire Camp to speak French, the other being fitness coach Tony Joual, as Rolf has whistled offside. Chivas USA lead the Chicago Fire 1-0. Miller Bolaños, 3rd goal of preseason, 39th minute off an assist from Juan Agudelo. Fire just did better, as you heard Alexi Lala say in the first half overall in possession. Just had trouble making the final pass and connecting. Bolaños centers. Bolaños whistled offside. He got into the box, centered for Bowen. Whistled offside, though. Fire back quickly. Atuba leaves for Lemper on the left. Lemper pushes back now for Segaris. Lorenowitz. Rolf slides Atuba through on the left. He's in. Chips. Goal! Beautiful goal. Just talking about Atuba. 2nd goal of the preseason. That goal comes in the 51st minute. Great combination between Rolf and Atuba. Rolf slipping the Cameroonian in up the left. Ron Stern shakes his head with a lot of approval. Atuba with a classy little chip there over Malia towards the back post. 1-1. Atuba's 2nd goal of preseason. 2nd in as many games. Proving very dangerous for the Fire. He's amped up too. You can see it. We need to get this chap on Twitter, though. All of his tweets will be in French. Could be interesting. Bowen with it now. Thompson being a pest with him. Courtois. Bowen, big body. Puts a shot towards goal. Anibaba's there to block it. Cross there on the left from Chivas, keeps the ball in. Interesting game for a preseason game. I think it's been a lot more fun to watch than last week's crew game. A few more chances. Yes. Lexi Lawless talked about the Fire not linking up there at halftime. Great work to link up there between Rolf and Atuba. Beautiful goal. We'll hopefully have highlights later tonight for you on chicago-fire.com via our friends at Time Warner here out here in Los Angeles. Tornaghi with the big boot out of the back. De Luna switches fields to the left for Vilches. Bolaños now with it. Casillas. Courtois. Left-footed cross. Anibaba heads. Segaris again. Lorenowitz. Chivas retain possession. Courtois with it out there on the left again. Shakes Thompson. Bolaños checking back. Quick play. Bowen now at the top of the box. Tries to slide it through. Cut out. Atuba now in transition. He's got Rolf and McDonald. Oh, not a good ball for McDonald on the right. Long ball played from the left for Bowen. Fouls Barry as they both go up for it. If you're wondering where a few Fire players are, there's a few that aren't available today. Arne Friedrich just joining camp on Saturday. Excuse me, did we come here on Saturday? Yes. Arne Friedrich, Patrick Niaco just starting after doing just some light conditioning work in Ave Maria, Florida last week. Just starting to do full training this week. Dilly Duca, newest Fire player after Monday's trade from Columbus, also not available. McDonald with a big boot. Picks up a loose ball about 30 yards from goal. Has some room to shoot. Puts it over. Goal kick. So those are three other players unavailable today. Maicon Santos, former Chivas player, injured before last week's game against Columbus. Didn't play in that one. Nothing serious, but remains out. Hunter Jumper injured in that game against Columbus, the left back. Michael Videra seems to be a scratch today as well. Just a few names. Fire still doing well without a few key players. Obviously, Arne Friedrich, one that they'll be looking forward to getting back rather. Frank Klopa said yesterday he expects the trio of Friedrich, Duca, and Niaco all to get time in Saturday's friendly against San Jose. Chivas knocking around the back a little bit. I think this core group of starters plus, well, the group that started the game and remain in will probably go till about the 60th minute or 75th minute before they're replaced. Actually, I'm going to say the 60th minute. We'll see what they call a line change in preseason, also in hockey. Limper combines with Ralph. Limper, great ball through for McDonald, and he's just off. And he knows it. Beautiful ball from Limper. And we're going to have some Chivas subs. Looking like almost the entire 11, if not the whole 11, will change here in a minute. And we'll get you caught up on who all these guys are once the Chivas folks up here figure out who they all are. Complete change, everyone coming off, or almost everyone coming off. And we're going to go 58th minute with that substitution, the mass sub. Atuba off the throwing up the left, earns a foul. Segaris quickly plays Atuba. Thompson chips forward for McDonald. Tries to combine with a streaking Thompson in the middle. Sorry, Brendan, not streaking, racing. He was racing through the middle. Lorenowitz and Bowen get into it a little bit there at the center circle. Lorenowitz whistled for the foul. Unidentified Chivas player number 1 on the right. Long ball for Bowen. Pause there. Oh. Pause. Getting stuck in, as they say. Plays for Barry. Barry clears. And the Fire are getting ready to make a mass sub 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players I see down at the center, at the midfield stripe, rather. I know these guys a little bit better. Segaris breaks it up at the back and plays a tuba on the left. Segaris running forward. Played by a tuba. Segaris cross deflected into the arms of the current Chivas keeper. Eunice Kim on the scene here, giving me the guys that are about to come on. As we try and figure this one out. Ball played out of the back. Tornagi has to clear it out. Chivas kicking it about the back now. Up the left, long ball, Anibaba there. Boots it down the right. McDonald holds up well, wins it. Rolf tries to slide it back for Limper, but it's cut out. Over to the left now, another unidentified Chivas player. Thompson holds him up. Josue Soto, I'm told. Soto now up the left. Pause, cuts it out. And here comes the Fire substitution. I'm just going to list the guys coming in. We got Daniel Palladini, Trilus Blake Brettschneider, Alex, supplemental draft pick John Gallagher out of Michigan State. Chivas player who's been allowed to trial with the Fire this preseason, and former Fire PDL player Rashawn McKenzie. The mysterious Trilus number 3, and another new Fire signing, Brendan King, another PDL and Super 20 alum. Enter. Eunice is going to let me know who's exited. Joel Limper, Austin Berry, Gonzalo Segaris, Wells Thompson, Chris Rolfe, Jeff Lorenowitz, and Sergio McDonald all come out of the game. We'll see how this one goes. Palladini for Alex. Plays Trilus number 3, we'll call him. Number 36, up the left. Wait. Leave that here. I need that. Make me a copy. Alex now for McKenzie. His first touch of the game against his current sort of team. Palladini. Back for McKenzie. McKenzie tries to play it forward. It's cut out though. Anibaba there to rescue him. Chivas trying to lock the Fire in. Fire earn a throw in rather. Eunice doing Yale woman's work right now, writing up 2 rosters for me. Thank you, Eunice. Alex pushes the ball to the right, looking for pause. No, the Fire do not currently have a number 10 shirt on the roster. Sorry to disappoint everyone. After Guille Franco's retirement, the shirt, not because of it, but the shirt remains empty. Logan Pause with a throw in on the right. John Gallagher does well there on the right. Anibaba plays long ball for King up the right. King's got some room. Quick ball in. Cut out by the Chivas keeper, Patrick McLean, I'm guessing. Patrick McLean, thank you. Well done there by Gallagher to shield out for a goal kick for Tornagi. Tornagi to take the goal kick now. McKenzie wins it in the back. Alex now tries to settle. Chivas wins it at midfield though. You have one of these for you guys. Can you write something out like this? Back to live action. John Gallagher with the throw in on the left. Leaves for Alex Gallagher out of Penn State. Tries to find a tuba, but that pass is broken up. Good opportunity for Gallagher to get a chance on the left. Hunter Jumper, of course, out injured. The deputy left back for the Fire. Gallagher trying to impress. McLean boots it forward. Gallagher cuts it out. Leaves for a tuba. And Gallagher will push it back to McKenzie. Rashawn McKenzie, one of few players that play for both the Fire PDL and the Michigan Bucks PDL team. A lot of successful PDL background in that man's past. Brett Schneider and Alex just miscue there. Alex tried to collect the ball, or rather Brett Schneider tried to collect the ball as Alex tried to hold up. Didn't work out. Now on the left. Soto whips it in. Kept in on the end line. On the right, that's don't know. Bowen. Chipped in now. Dangerous. A little flick there from unidentified Chivas player number 6. Tornagi there to collect it. Trialist now. The trialist for the Fire. Leaves for Brett Schneider. I know Brendan Hannon jokes around about Einhorn Finkel, but that's what it's becoming here a little bit right now. Now we got a Chivas lineup here. Thank you guys. Free kick for Chivas in the center circle. Ball played forward. McKenzie runs onto it. Wins a goal kick for Tornagi. Tornagi plays it short. Palladini there. Palladini pushes it out to the right for Anibaba, who swings it forward. Brettschneider in. Whistled offside. Good idea. Blake Brettschneider, who we saw in last week's game playing for the Columbus Crew, came into camp on Sunday trying to earn a spot with the Fire now. Bowen finds some space. Quick shot. Slow roller. Well wide of Tornagi's goal. 1-1 between the Fire and Chivas USA. Doing my math on my online stopwatch, I believe we're in the 70th minute. I can still do some math. Atuba earns a free kick rather at midfield. Alex to restart. And McKenzie's on the ball now. Pushes it out for Gallagher on the left. Palladini. Ball played out wide, looking for Rivera. Minda. Borja. Sorry. Iriheta. Bowen now. Minda. Bobby Burley now with it on the right. Bowen puts it in. Looking for... Ooh. Bobby Burley with a good ball in. Looking for Morales. Gives Tornagi a little bit of trouble as he slides, but can't get it on frame. Just goes out for a goal kick. Ron, are you going to join me in the second break? Shakes his head, yes. Can't keep RTS off the mic. Looking forward to having team admin Ron Stern join us here in about 5 minutes. 66th minute. Fire 1, Chivas USA 1. Miller Bolaños put the Goats ahead in the 39th minute. Yazida Tuba answered. Just after the halftime break. Nice feed from Chris Rolfe. It's 1-1. Chivas pushing it now. Bowen up the left. One-on-one with Anibaba. Holds up. Leaves. Nice shot. Well saved by Tornagi. Marvin Iraheta puts a bullet towards the back post from the left. Tornagi diving stop to put it out for a corner kick. Very good chance there for Chivas to go back ahead. And who's over the corner kick? Josue Soto and Jose Manuel Rivera takes it. Headed towards goal. Cleared out the line by Anibaba. Cleared again by Brettschneider all the way back. Put back in. Anibaba heads it away. Atuba just pops it up. Give his team a chance to clear out. Fire settle now. Pause on the ball. Puts it out to the right for Brettschneider and leaves it for the captain. Palladini now running the midfield. John Gallagher all the way out on the left. Plays it forward for Atuba. Atuba's got it. He's on the end of it. Holds up. Cuts back inside now. Alex for Gallagher forward on the left. Centers for our unnamed try list. We're going offside on that one. Again, we see a lot of those flashes that we hear about from Atuba. Oh! Wow, ball played forward. Sorry about that sort of weird sound that came out of my mouth. Ball played forward. Little miscue there between Anibaba and Tornagi. Bowen continuing to cause some trouble. Gets a foot to it as Tornagi's well off his line, but can't chip it in. Could have been a goal. Tornagi with the boot. Bowen now has it on the left. Puts it in. Woo! Another good chance there from Chivas. Bowen put it in for Morales. Low cross. Can't get on the end of it. Chivas doing well to put the Fire under pressure as we come close to ending the second period into the last minute. As long as the coaches don't decide to keep going, we'll have another break and get to talk to Ron Stern. Always a joy. Probably talk about Seinfeld, right? Brett Schneider. Palladini with it, another former Chivas USA player. Chips it forward. Brendan King on the right with some room. Can he get there? Gets there at the end line. Can't keep it in. Disappointing. Patrick McLean will put it back into play. And that's the end of the second period. 1-1. Fire get the equalizer from Yazid Atuba, his second goal of the preseason, off a feed from Chris Rolfe in the 49th minute. I'm going to just change my microphone real quick and welcome Ron Stern in. 1 second, Ron. 1 second. Very pleased to welcome Ron Stern, Chicago Fire team admin, now going into his 16th season with the Fire. Is that right? 16 years in Chicago?
That is correct.
16 years in Chicago.
Makes me feel old, Jeff. Thanks.
Ron, your 16th preseason, how far have the Fire come in terms of preseason since the first one there in 1998?
Well, for me, it really just all seems just every year you get different players, different young players coming in, and it's all a process, and what's kind of unique in the sports world is every year is different with different guys, different players, different personalities, and you got to try to all blend it together. It's just a long process to start the year.
What has been your favorite preseason location in your 16 years?
That is hard to say. We've been just about everywhere. I like the preseasons where we've gone in the past. It makes my job a little bit easier knowing what we're getting into. Some of the foreign trips are more challenging, whether it's to Mexico. We've been to Portugal a couple of years, which was kind of unique, just outside Lisbon, and able to see a couple of European matches. So that was kind of different than staying in the States. So every trip is, to me, they're all the same. It's usually all work, and it doesn't really matter which hotel I'm in.
Now, the burning question I think everyone wants to know is how you always... You're a big Seinfeld fan. I know you have the box set, but I'm pretty sure you don't travel around with it. So how do you keep on schedule with the Seinfeld syndication when you're in so many different markets?
It's not so easy. Luckily, the national stations like TBS, and you kind of know their times, but it's really pot luck with the local broadcasts. Luckily, I was able to vacation in Las Vegas over the break, and was able to see Jerry Seinfeld live, so that worked out well.
Oh, that's very nice. Ron, you're here. What have you thought of the first? I guess we've played 75 minutes now. It's kind of weird to take a break at this point, but what has been your take as the guys start to head back out onto the field?
I think it's again, a game is 90 minutes long. This one's a little bit longer, but it's you can't get discouraged when you go down a goal, or it's like I said about preseason. The game is also a process, and you just play minute by minute, and the response from the next group that has come in has done well, and we got the goal back, and now we'll see what happens in these last 30 minutes.
Ronnie, RTS, Round Trip Stern, very glad to have you joining me and always looking after me in preseason, making fun of me, making sure I'm always on time. Thank you, Ron. Enjoy the last 30 minutes, and I can't wait for the pizza on the ride home.
Thanks, Jeff, and if you can make the sun come out, it'll be a little better here.
Thanks, Ron. I'll try.
Okay, we'll send him in just a second. No problem.
And we're back. Ron Sturt, a Fire legend in his own right, for sure. I'm told, and as Ron leaves, he tells me former Fire player Sam George is in the building. As we're back underway, third period, 1-1, Fire and Chivas USA. Don't believe there's been one change for the Fire. Trialing goalkeeper Alec Khan, read into this what you may, has replaced Paolo Tornaghi. Atuba with a quick cross looking for Brett Schneider. Gets it back on the left. Atuba into the corner. Centers it, and it's put out for a throw. Four keepers in camp for the Fire here in California. Tornaghi. Actually, we'll get back to this in a second. Atuba loses it. Tornaghi, who is the only signed keeper in camp, as Sean Johnson is currently still with the U.S. team in Honduras for tomorrow's World Cup qualifier. And then a bunch of players vying for that third goalkeeper spot. Alec Khan, Neil Kitson, who was infamously known as, or maybe famously known as trialist number 2 or 1, however you want to look at it. Also, James Belshaw, supplemental draft pick. Tornaghi gets 75 minutes today. Alec Khan looks like he'll get the remaining 30. I don't know. Seems like that could mean something. Gallagher with a throw in at midfield. Chivas with the ball at midfield. Whistled for a foul there. And Chivas working their way through. Ball played up for Bowen. Bowen has been all over at the front of the Fire attack since coming on at halftime. Or, I'm sorry, at the front of the Chivas attack. Alex now up the left. He loses it on the sideline there. Ball played all the way back for Alec Khan. And now out to the right for McKenzie. Brett Schneider at the top of the box. Oh, big save there. Brendan King followed it up. Well saved by McLean. Just gets one hand to it. 79th minute. Would have been a great chance for the Fire to go ahead there. Just not, to use a fun baseball euphemism, not enough mustard on the hot dog there. I used it. From Brendan King. On the left now. Soto. Soto crosses, paws, blocks it out. Palladini. Long ball forward for Brett Schneider. Brett Schneider doing well to hold up with a man on his back. Second man. Foul finally called. Well done by Brett Schneider. Hello. Fire fan standing right in front of me. Good to see CF97 represented out in LA. Chivas through midfield now. Up the left, Soto again. Quick cross. Well cut out by Khan. Soto had Bowen streaking in the middle. Racing in the middle. Not streaking. Atuba. Alex on the left. Alex gets by his man. Gets by Berlin. Quick cross in. Oh, Brett Schneider puts his back foot to it. Rolls all the way through the box. Brendan King puts it out for a throw in the Chivas end. Logan pause. Of course, these two teams play coming up just next month. The Fire will welcome Chivas USA to Toyota Park, March 24th, 4 p.m. Get your tickets, 888 MLS Fire, or through Ticketmaster, or through chicago-fire.com. Fire in their last visit to Chivas, a late goal from Marco Papa last May, earned all 3 points here at the Home Depot Center. A thrilling 2-1 win. Also memorable for Austin Berry's first appearance, first penalty conceded, first goal. It was the start of the 2012 Rookie of the Year campaign for Austin Berry. It all began here in LA. Gallagher earns a throw there on the left. Point of some contention there for Chivas. And they're going to make a few more substitutions. 1, 2, 3. Tristan Bowen is one that comes off. I believe Bobby Berlin is coming off. Eric Avila coming into the game for Chivas. Back to live action. Brett Schneider earns it, doing well, earning some free kicks, doing well to hold the ball up, being sort of pesky along the Chivas back line. Free kick will come from Palladini here on the left, about just a shade over 30 yards out. In swinging. Chips it towards the back post, too heavy. Believe he was looking for Rashawn McKenzie at the back post. Chivas now moving forward up the left. Palladini. Alex. Oh, a misstep there. Foul called behind the play, Alex. We're about 10 minutes in now to this final frame of 30. As I'm catching up on the Chivas substitutions. Tristan Bowen's replacement was Eric Avila. Antunes for Berlin. Orozco for Soto. and Avila for Bowen. Correct? Thank you. Back to live action. It's preseason. Gotta learn some names. Long throw up the right. Ball played back for Khan. Khan clears it. Tuba jumps, but he can't get there. Pushed over for McKenzie now. McKenzie looking for Brettschneider. Good ball out of the back from McKenzie. Brettschneider tries to hold it up. Can't. For those wondering, Caleb Konstansky no longer in fire camp. Was cut after Ave Maria. Palladini cuts out, not to use too many euphemisms in a row. Palladini cuts out a Chivas counter. Gives to Alex, who distributes to Atuba on the left. Atuba now cutting in. Into the box. Tries it with his left. Tries to pick out that inside corner. But puts it wide. The goal scorer for the Fire. 1-1. For those joining us late. We're about 12 minutes in. 11 minutes maybe into the third frame. I didn't start my stopwatch right on time. Barry. Or I'm sorry. That's Brendan King. Atuba now. Leaves for Alex. Alex holds up. Fouled. At midfield. McKenzie. Playing against sort of his team. Sort of not. Given permission to come to training camp with the Fire, though he is a Chivas player. John Gallagher on the left. Gallagher pushes it back. And we had an unknown player out there that replaced Jalil Baba at the break as well. Hasn't been in camp with the Fire. That's why I was sort of quizzled when I saw him. Name is Daniel Steres, now partnering with Rashawn McKenzie at the heart of the central defense. Atuba on the left. Atuba, quick cross. Good claim at the 6 by McLean, and he quickly boots it down the field. McKenzie does well to cut it out. Quick throw. 2 more subs, and we're going to see the 2 Fire Ecuadorian players. Ecuadorian trialists coming from LDU Quito. Yazid Atuba's day is done. So is Brendan King's. Number 28 coming in the match. Rather, he's not Ecuadorian. He's trialist number 4. Number 4 coming into the match, Kevin Mercado. He is Ecuadorian. Forward, 5'6", 152 pounds. 88th minute substitution. Getting a little loosey-goosey with the names here. That's okay. Which is confusing that he's trialist number 4 because there's actually a number 4 on the field. Yeah. Oh, man. We'll figure it out. That's okay. They're all just trialists to me. Back to live action. Trialist number 4 with his first touch on the ball. Chivas retains possession. Ooh, just a little bit of pressure there from Brettschneider. Forces Chivas to play the ball out of bounds. Pause with a quick throw in. Palladini. Pause. All the way back to McKenzie. Now over to Daniel Steres. John Gallagher on the left. Back for Steres. Alec Khan. So yes, back to Caleb Konstanski, selected at the end of the supplemental draft by the Fire. Played in camp, believe got into the Columbus game last week. Not here with the team in California. Brett Schneider leaves for Gallagher. Quick cross in towards the back post, looking for our friend Trialist number 4. Headed out for a throw-in. We really just like having fun with our fans. Alex, big shot. Oh, quick shot. Alex with his back to goal. Turns well. Picks out the bottom left corner of McLean's goal and just whistles it wide. Skipping shot. Looked like it had a good chance for the corner. Remains 1-1. What minute are we in, guys? 80. We're all doing math here. Wait a second. Gallagher with the throw while we figure out what minute we're in. 91st minute. If this were a real game, we'd be into stoppage time. We still have 14 minutes left to go. Pause now for Palladini. Gallagher on the left. Brett Schneider again holding up well. Takes a tumble before or after he lays the ball off. Trialist, and I'm just going to call him Trialist number 28. We don't have 28 Trialists in camp. That's just the number he's wearing. Palladini bops it forward for McLean, or rather where McLean will collect it at the top of his area. Palladini forces the turnover, leaves for Alex. Alex can't give it back to him, and Chivas comes the other way. Orozco for Riley. Stetta is there to cut it out. Quick throw. Riley on the right. Former New England Revolution. On the left now. Borja. Minda. Borja. Centers. Palladini's there. He can spring something if he hurries. Looking for Brett Schneider. One in the air. Well won there by Torres. Minda on the ball now for Chivas USA. Tries to slot it through. Steres is there to clean it up. Alex now. Pace of the game slow just a little bit, with a lot of maybe players a little bit more unfamiliar with each other playing. Steres. Palladini for McKenzie. McKenzie forward, looking for Brett Schneider. It's blocked. Trialist number 28 for Alex. And McKenzie back on the ball. He'll push it over to his center back partner, Daniel Steres. John Gallagher now on the left. Palladini. And that's cleaned up as ball goes out for a Fire throw. Fire substitution. Alex coming out of the match. Coming into the match is the other Ecuadorian, our friend from LDU Quito, Jose Alexander Pobon. 22 years old. Remember when we were all that young? That was great. Steres on the ball now. Played forward for Brett Schneider, but he can't win it. Brett Schneider on it again. Rivera centering. Logan pause there. Plays it back for Khan. Quickly played for number 28 there. Lots of questions coming about trialist number 28. He's not a former U.S. Youth International. He could be a Virgo. He could like Romance languages. As Chivas now controls towards the end of this match, 1-1 tie. 39th minute goal from Miller Bolaños, which seems like a long time ago. 49th minute equalizer from Yazida Tuba. Has this one level at 1. Logan pause with a throw. And Chivas now with it. Trying to find the odd goal. Nice combo. Orozco on the ball in the penalty arc. McKenzie pushes it to Gallagher on the left. Puts it down the line. Brett Schneider in pursuit. Atures holds it up. Centers now. Steve Purdy. The Guatemalan international? Salvadoran, my bad. Minda with the ball for Avila. Avila, though, whistled offside. Now into the 97th minute. About 8 minutes left in this one. It's what they call Fergie time. Chivas now with the ball at the back. Pushed over to Orozco on the left. McKenzie. Dispossessed there. Quick shot. McKenzie cleans it up. Pushes it to pause on the right. Chivas still putting the Fire under some pressure. A little bit more connected at the end of this game than sort of the mishmash of players on the field for the Fire. Steres now for the Fire. Turned over. And Atures for Riley. Borja now on the left. Pabon. Oh, no. Free kick for Chivas. Good to see Fire owner Andrew Hopman joining us out here today. Ball played through for Avila. Couple steps offside. Steres. No, Alec Khan will take the restart here. About 6 minutes left in this one. We're going to call it the 99th minute. Khan boots it forward. Riley with the header at the top of his box. Palladini pushes to Paz on the right. Paz has some room in the attacking end. Paz crossed in, looking for Brett Schneider, can't get to it. Palladini swings it back out to Gallagher on the left. Gallagher tries to chip forward there from Mercado, headed away, but he plays it all the way back to Steres. McKenzie. Steres Forward for Mercado. Brings it down on his chest. Well done. Mercado cuts inside. A little bit of a bump. Stays on the ball. Continues to stay on the ball all the way over to the right side of the field. Finally wins a free kick. Could have laid it off. Wanted to earn it himself, rather. Kevin Mercado, just 18 years old. He was born in 1995. Just turned 18 on January 28th, by the way. Very young prospect in camp for the Fire. Up here from LDU Quito in Ecuador. A trialist, not signed. Ball played in. McLean. Certainly a certain amount of air has been taken out of this one. Palladini. No. Free kick whistled. Pause. Cuts out the long ball over to his side. Heads it out for a throw. McKenzie now at the end line. Clears it away. Pobon plays back for Palladini. Pushes it forward. Brett Schneider, another good job to hold up and lay off the ball. I've been very impressed with what he's done since coming in. Gallagher steps up on a misplay by Riley. Coming up the left. He's got a little room. Oh, not the greatest ball in. Stays with it though. Wins it again on the left. Plays it back for Palladini now. Palladini in support. Loses it. Stays on it. Ball goes out for a throw. Palladini, the former Chivas player. Scored against Chivas last year in the team's preseason friendly at Oxnard Community College. A 1-0 win for the Fire. Ball played forward by Palladini for Mercado. He's about 2 steps offside up the left. We continue to draw down this game. McLean pushes it forward. I think it's worth noting only 2 signed players currently on the field for the Fire. Logan Paz playing at right back and Daniel Palladini playing as the destroyer in midfield. Want to thank everyone that's listened here on Chicago-Fire.com. Ball played forward for another trialist. I'm going to call him trialist number 36. Pushed in for Brett Schneider. Brings it down on his chest. He's whistled off. Brett Schneider continues to show a little bit, though, of the guys currently in camp unsigned. Having only been in here for a few days, I've been sort of impressed with him. Has shown well in this game. Though caught offside there. Want to thank everyone for listening here on Chicago-Fire.com. The Fire back in action on Saturday when they take on the San Jose Earthquakes, 8 p.m. Central Time. Hoping to have some broadcast info for you in the coming days on that one. In either case, we'll at least have a live audio stream of the game on Chicago-Fire.com. Hope I didn't bore you too much today. Palladini. Long ball forward for Mercado. Into the left corner. Mercado gets on the end of it. Keeps it in. No, he doesn't. No. Just into the dying moments. Are they talking about ending it? Could it be over? Chalice wants it over with. And that's it. That's game. 1-1 final score here from Carson, California. Miller Bolaños put Chivas ahead 39th minute. The Fire equalized through super draft pick Yazida Tuba, his second of preseason, in the 49th. 1-1 draw. Both teams had very good moments, good chances. Probably could have scored one or two more goals on either side, but a fair result overall. I want to thank you again for joining me. I'm Jeff Crandall. Follow me on Twitter. Make fun of me on Twitter, at Hefe Crandall. I want to thank Alexi Lalas, U.S. legend. Killer of Fire Dreams back in 2001, for joining me in our first half break. And then, of course, Fire Team admin Ron Stern, the second half break. Eunice Kim and the PR staff from Chivas USA for helping me sort through the multitude of names out there on the field today. Thanks for joining us. Hope to have highlights and a recap on chicago-fire.com later tonight. We'll talk to you on Saturday.